just uncomfortable. It is one of the many ways our world is keeping us weak, just like processed foods, toxic air, artificial light. These conventional shoes disconnect us from our natural state and really our power. So, I mean, imagine just trying to wear gloves while playing an instrument. This is essentially what we're doing every day with our feet. We're walking around in prisons in these foot shaped coffins that are cramped and cushioned and completely cut off from the earth. I recently heard a podcast, okay? Peter Attia, Dr. Courtney Conley, and one of the takeaways from this podcast that I really thought you can do right now, just grab a shoe of yours, okay? I'm gonna grab my cowboy boot. This may not be the best example because these shoes were somebody else's, so and they're a lot bigger than my feet. So I'm grabbing a cowboy boot, and yes, these are the best example because cowboy boots and like heels, those are obviously not good for our feet. But I am away from home, so I don't have my closet of shoes with me. And that is because actually I had gone down the rabbit hole of wide toe box shoes and again, a healthy foot pattern and movement and all these things. And I basically have only brought wide toe box shoes with me, except for the ones that I'm like, I really like cowboy boots though. And so the very rare occasions that I do wear them, I like it. It's cute because I like it to go with my cute outfit as well. Not that the shoes that I did get, which are these actually right here, don't go really well with outfits. It's just I like cowboy boots. So anyway, so I'm gonna pull this sole for reference, and you guys can do this at home. Okay, what she says, take the sole of the shoe. And so for those at home who, maybe do your sneakers or something that you do wear frequently, and take the sole of your shoe. And essentially what you want to do is you want to put your foot on it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually bring this camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing right here. Is you take your foot and you put it on the sole, right? The insert rather, sorry. Then as you can see, okay, my toes, if you can see them on the side over here. Okay, right here. They are over. Sorry if my hair is on my mic, but they go over the insert. Clearly, my foot will be cramped in this shoe. Okay, so that is a good frame of reference. Okay, so if you did this and your toes go over your insert, that means you are suffocating your feet and they are weakening every single day. So that is definitely a problem. And it's funny because when I went down this rabbit hole, it's interesting that they say, once you get past a certain age or once you're going to start feeling like aches and creaks and your back's going to hurt and all these things. And I wonder if when we were younger, we didn't wear shoes a lot. And they actually touch on this too in a bit in the podcast as well. And I just have thought about this too, is that, you're constantly not wanting to be in shoes because I think when you're younger, you're more just wanting to be more connected to the earth and just to move, like have more dexterity. And as I've learned, it's not like your foot strength is really about whole body integrity, actually. That's what it translates to. And so are all these like back pains and aches and joints and hips and all these things are they because our feet are weak? So these are things that I've definitely been thinking lately. And I've actually had a chronic back injury. And it seems to, since I have made the switch to wide toe box shoes, now I'm barefoot a lot of the time. So I would actually, if you can go barefoot 100% of the time, that's what you do. Okay. That's how your feet get stronger. But living in the modern world, not even modern world, it's just when you go for hikes and things like that, which I'm in Colorado, I'm doing a lot of, which is why I went down this path in the first place, because I'm like, I want shoes that are really like, I want to be barefoot, but then you also want to protect them too in ways. I've always loved bare feet. I work out in bare feet. I think everybody should if you can. and just be barefoot as much as possible. And so when we were tiny, when we were kids, that's what we wanted to do, right? And so as we grow older, now we're just trying to stuff our feet in these, again, foot-shaped coffins. So most shoes are designed with like a narrow foot at the, toe box, right? Okay, elevated heel and built-in arch support, none of which reflects like the actual natural shape and function of the human foot. So these features can restrict fascia, they can weaken arches, and they can collapse posture from the ground up. Feet are meant to splay, to grip, and to adjust. And when they're confined, we lose connection to all of these things and also the ground beneath us too. So this disconnection can lead us to all of the like modern problems that we see today: poor balance, weakened arches, collapsed knees and back and hips, limited mobility and proprioception, and common issues: bunions, we got hammer toes, we even have plantar fasciitis. It happens a lot too, especially for people over 60. And one of the major issues when we do grow older is, and one of the main causes of death when we are older, are falls. And we lose that ability to not only our sensory nerves, which are over like 200,000 of them in our feet alone, but um, the sensory nerves and then proprioception and balance and all these things that we can simply just take our shoes off and get stronger by just being barefoot more, right? And then when we need to, just make sure that we switch to shoes that let our feet and our toes splay and grip and feel and all of these things. So what's the solution to all this modern day conventional things that are making you weak? Well, the good news is that it's completely free. Just get rid of your shoes and go barefoot more often. Now, I understand, as mentioned before, if you want to hike or you want to protect yourself from winter temperatures or things like this, or maybe you are one of those that do go to the gym and like to wear footwear, there are options where you can, purchase footwear that are wide toe box that give you that toe room to also gain strength and to not make you weaker. As mentioned, your foot contains over 200,000 nerve endings. So it's not just a support system, it is a sensory tool. So, once again, I highly, highly encourage you to go barefoot as much as you can. Going barefoot activates nerve energy. It also restores fascia elasticity and gives your toes room to move and to articulate. The more times that we spend barefoot, the more proprioception we have. And this is basically like our body's awareness of how we move in space. And this also helps and is crucial for balance and also injury prevention, especially as we age. Falls, and I will say this again, falls are one of the leading causes of injury or even death for adults who are older. And so the one way that we can prevent this from happening is by getting stronger feet. And that's by simply just going barefoot or wearing shoes that help with that toe room and that toe articulation, that natural foot pattern, connection to the earth. This is how we get stronger. This is how we reclaim our balance back. So, more than just foot strength, barefoot living also retrains your entire nervous system. We start moving with natural precision, control, and strength. Toe dexterity equals whole body integrity, right? From head to toe, our feet influence the entire kinetic chain. And when you have, oh, I have a pain in my neck or I have a pain in my back, it's because there's something from the ground up that could be causing that. We should be doing this when we're younger or for our children too, as well. I mean, a lot of the times you see them want to kick their shoes off anyways. I mentioned it before, it just, intuitively doesn't feel right for them. And luckily, when I was younger, I was a martial artist and a gymnast. Now, these are both barefoot sports. And so I do feel that I have a lot of balance, control, and precision as well in my movements. And I totally owe that all to the martial arts training as well as gymnastics. I think it was amazing for my balance, for my movement patterns, for also, come to find out now, my toe strength as I'm older. And now I still will wear an occasional dress shoe or cowboy boot, on those very rare occasions, even though I still don't like how my feet feel when I get back. But they're cute right now, and I mean, look at these things. But also, no, this is not good. I feel it when I get back. Um, so more often than not, I am either barefoot or now in wide toe box shoes. So what I did do was I didn't get rid of these boots that I wear very rarely, but I did get rid of my daily sandals, or my, like, the sandals that kind of cover the foot and then squeeze the toe box. And then I also got rid of all of my, like, running shoes or trail shoes and even hiking boots too, and traded them all for these wide toe box ones that you kind of see over here, because I just wanted to show you all the pairs that I brought with me. It's one of those where I'm using these every single day, and I wonder how I lived without them, because now I don't need any of my shoes at all once I got these different kinds. And all. Now let's talk about when you actually need protection for your feet. So when you do, you'll want to definitely choose some barefoot mimicking footwear. And I mean, could you go barefoot all the time? Absolutely. And I'm sure there's a community out there doing that. Great. But for most of us, probably not. You probably aren't going barefoot all the time or want to, and that's totally okay. And so that's what we're here for, to discuss all of these things, right? Barefoot is definitely the best option to gain strength and also, support, just rewire your nervous system, and, again, to make not only your feet strong, but your whole body stronger, and fall prevention. Anyways, we talked about those already. So now we're just going to talk about the actual protective footwear that does not make you weaker. So for the times where you truly need protection, like hiking or walking in the city, or, again, winter sports or things like that, you want to definitely look for footwear that mimics barefoot mechanics. But what I want you to ask yourself before you do any of this, before you even look at footwear and wide toe box, is look at your activities and think to yourself, do I actually need footwear, or am I just conditioned to do so? So, for example, like walking down in a neighborhood on the sidewalk, I would go barefoot. I think that, sure, fine. Is it a little weird? Maybe people might look at you funny. Sure, but that's just conditioning. That has nothing to do with when you actually need it, right? Again, I'm talking about like super frigid cold temperatures, or just like hiking or bouldering, or things like this that could, cause actual damage to your foot instead. Um, but just these little things, or just simply walking outside, or going to get your mail, or just do it. Like, just be barefoot. It's super freeing, and these little consistent acts will help your feet get stronger for sure. So consider that question before you look into wide toe box shoes. And so there are some minimalist brands out there that I have tried before, such as Vivo Barefoot, such as Flux Footwear. Those two I've tried, and then Lems, which I fell in love with. And that is what I will share with you today as far as what I recommend for footwear. Or just what I've tried and what I've loved, and we can discuss the pros and cons of sort of each of these different styles of footwear and to support different activity. But I have tried Vivo Barefoot, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with, because they're all over the place, and I didn't really love them. And then Flux Footwear, which I also didn't love, but they do have like a sort of a cute little style, like a van style. And there's another one out there, Zero Footwear or something like that. But yeah, and so the reasons why you want to source these barefoot minimalist shoes is because they mimic barefoot mechanics. And this is when we're not barefoot, these are the shoes that we want to be in, the ones that we frequently are in, right? Going out to the grocery store, something like this, the ones that you slip on more consistently. So let's talk about the features of these minimalist shoes. So I'll pull out the ones that I've been wearing most frequently in Colorado, and these are the Lems Boulder shoe, I believe. And so I use these as my hiking shoes. And so basically, again, the features of some of these minimalist barefoot should have your wide toe box. Again, if you slip the sole out and you put your feet on them, and your toes splay, they shouldn't spill over. Zero drop, no heel elevation, right? Flexible sort of soles for better ground feel, which is like these are super nice, and lightweight, breathable, natural material. So there's that. And these, like I said, these are the waterproof bouldering shoes. And when I come home from them, like, because I'm wearing these often, like walking around, it just dropped in temperature a little bit. So it's a little chilly. So I do recommend these ones because they are leather. So they can get hot. I wouldn't recommend doing those in the summer. Something like this, I'd recommend in the summer that's a little bit more mesh and breathable. These ones, I absolutely love. They're so cute and like stylish, right? I mean, I think like sneaker styles or like stylish sneakers are in now too as well, so you can still be trendy and while strengthening your foot and being getting healthy feet. So these I really love and I highly recommend for cooler temperatures and for hiking boots. They're super light, and again, I even wear these around town, and they're cool looking too, so I also wear them for stylish boots too. So there's those. And again, these are another lightweight, breathable. Now I wanted a sort of sneaker like primal shoe. These ones I would take, to the gym with me or, just even walking. They're lighter, they're breathable. Again, same concept with the wide toe box, zero drop, no heel elevation, flexible soles for better ground feel. Lightweight, breathable. All these shoes don't try to fix your feet. They simply get out of the way so that your feet can do what it is naturally designed to do, right? In movement patterns. Then, like I said, we have these, which are the um, Outlander ones, I believe. And so I love these ones. Wide toe box. Again, super cute. These are fun to just, it's this is actually the shoe that I would bring. It's the Outlander. Yes. This is the shoe that I would actually bring if you were wanting like the one shoe that rules them all. This. You go hiking in them, you can go out in them and wear like a cute little outfit with them and wear them with, you know, overalls and jeans and I'm sure like even a cute skirt with these like high tops are great. I just didn't bring a skirt with me just cuz it wasn't that trip for me, but this is all everything, right? And then these are my more recent purchase. I adore these sandals. I've worn this for a whole day of traveling too, like through the airport, um, and then like walking and lugging my bags, not only through the airport, but just like outside and a whole day of travel. And you still like, you didn't feel like you wanted to kick your shoes off right away. These are amazing. These are the switchback sandals. And initially, when I put them on, I was like, oh, wow, I notice these straps when they were on my foot. But then it was deceiving because I was like, oh no, are these going to be an issue? But as soon as I started walking in them and being in them, practically living in them, they are easily my favorite, one of my favorites of Lems. It's really hard to choose. I honestly am probably going to get more and also different colors. Just again, outfit changes. Hello, but so I can't honestly recommend one that I'd be like, oh, get this one. I love I love them all for all occasions. What I do recommend though is for lenses that you size up. So I don't think that the switchback sandals have a half size. They do have full sizes. So this is a 7, and I'm normally a 6.5. And actually, interestingly enough, is I think that I am a full 7 now because I think by wearing these shoes more consistently when I would have worn the other shoes, my toes have like gotten bigger and they've gotten stronger and I love it. So size up. And also There's, especially like depending on what socks you're going to wear too, though. I think these are the Primal Threes. Didn't mention that. Anyways, these are the shoes that I have from Lems, and I absolutely love them. Even further than just the product, right? Just like to know who I'm supporting too. So naturally, I reached out to them and got their story. And so Lems has a great, brand story. Lems was founded in 2011 by a former decathlete who trained in 10 different pairs of shoes, but often preferred running barefoot. And he designed footwear that worked with the body, not against it. Most lens styles are zero drop or very close, like 3 millimeters, compared to the 15 to 20 millimeter drop in traditional shoes. Elevated heels shift your pelvis forward and strain your spine. Over time, that misalignment contributes to plantar fasciitis, bunions, and all the structural issues people deal with later in life. This is more than just footwear. It's about deconditioning, just like processed sugars or seed oils or fake meat. Conventional footwear is a part of the same system that profits off of making us weak. Healing is about unlearning, it's about deconditioning one footstep at a time. When you reclaim your feet, you reclaim connection to the earth, awareness in your movement, power in your posture, intuition in your walk, and strength for your future, and hopefully your family's future too, because you're doing this within the family unit. But this is more than just footwear. It's about returning to nature's blueprint and waking up from a system that never had your strength in mind.